Good morning, and welcome to Redeemer Lutheran Church. I'm Pastor Gary Lodeholt. An unknown artist painted a picture of an old, burned-out mountain shack. All that remained was the chimney, the charred debris of what had been that family's sole possession. In front of this destroyed home stood an old grandfather-looking man dressed only in his underclothes, with a small boy clutching a pair of patched overalls. It was evident that the child was crying. Beneath the picture were the words which the artist felt the old man was speaking to the boy. "Hush, child. God ain't dead." What a profound statement of faith. When all seems lost, when everything has come to nothing, God ain't dead. If there's anything that the book of Genesis is about, that's it. This week we're looking to discover the love and mercy of God evident in the Old Testament and even in the very first book, in Genesis. As you get to the end of chapter 11 in Genesis, something truly remarkable is going on. At that point, you've been through the stories of Adam and Eve, of Cain and Abel, of Noah and the ark, of the Tower of Babel, and more. And then there's a genealogy of a particular family, and it all comes down to Abraham and his wife, Sarah. And verse 30 is the key verse. It says simply, "And Sarah was barren. She had no children." And Sarah was barren. She had no children. It's a devastating verse. All this that has gone on, everything that has come before, has now come to nothing. And worse, in that day, a woman's job was to have children. Children provided for you in your old age. Children continued your line. Children were the mark of continuation. Without children, there was no purpose, no fulfillment. Without children, there was no future. And Sarah was barren. She had no children. But then comes chapter 12. And immediately, suddenly, God appears to Abraham and calls him to a new place, a new purpose, and a new future. "Go to the place I will show you," God says. And not long after that, there is the new promise of a child, the promise that Abraham will be the father of a multitude, and that this multitude will have a place of their own, and that they will be God's chosen people. And Abraham hoped, and Abraham believed. That's what happens over and over in Genesis. When human efforts have come to their end, all seems lost. When there's nowhere to turn and no way out. When we've come to the end of the road and there's just no way forward. When Sarah is barren and there is no future. Suddenly God is there, and God does a new thing. And God gives us a promise. God gives us a place with God. God gives us hope. God gives us a future. And just like that, when we were trapped in our world of sin, when we were people walking in darkness who need a great light, when all our efforts to save ourselves were fruitless and had come to nothing, Suddenly God sent Jesus. And in love and mercy and grace, Jesus died for us, that we might live, that we might have hope, that we might have a future, that we might be saved. Sarah was barren. She had no children. When all our human efforts have come to an end, remember, suddenly God. Thanks for watching, and remember to let this day belong to God.